Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a gorgeous 64-degree July the 28th. Holy moly. How are these months? Why is it when the summer hits, I think you're just so busy. Work's busy. Weekend, you're always doing chores around the house and whatever. It's just that summertime thing that nothing seems to slow down that much, does it? Time just clicks on by. That's all right. It's gonna be a beautiful day, and it'll be a good day. Thursday already. Holy moly! Looks like the weeds need to be mowed. All right, we're off. 78 degrees all done already there, Mama. Yep. She's gonna be another cooker. I think the next 3 days is hovering right at or just under 100. Yeah. Even in Toledo. Yeah. So even at home. It's gonna be hot. It's supposed to be 98, 98, 98. And it's always more than what they say, it seems like. I know. Even in the wintertime when you want the snow to come. Oh, it'll be 28 degrees. No, it's 34 and raining still. Yep. Where's the snow?
You lied again.
We want snow.
I know. If it's going to be that cold, it needs to be it.
Yep, just get her done. All right, Mama. Have yourself a wonderful Thursday.
You too, hubby.
All righty. Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
All right. So we got the new pressure switch installed. And I'm gonna ride her in a skeleton form here. Do you have any idea how hot this is gonna be? Because all them covers and stuff, they have ducting and channels that push that air as much away from you as possible. Oh, always forgetting where the park brake's at. Whew. I didn't see him come in, but I seen a yellow jacket fly out from behind that shield. Hope there's not a nest up there. Something's gonna come out and go, oh, hello. You disturbed our nest. That's the Orchards Park I was telling you about. That's nature right there. Find a hole you can sneak a spider in and go ripping through there. You can get in with a dirt bike. I would never try it, but you could. Ooh-wee. That'd have been a good day to have some leather chaps to put on. Another stunning day. You get spoiled with these things, and you know, in the wintertime when you have those long wet days, you're going, yeah, I'm going to take advantage of every moment that the sun's out. I'm just going to ride and ride and ride. Well, you get complacent. It's the normal. It's every single day. And then, you know, like when it's like this, you know, it's in the 90s and stuff like that. It's just, that's not comfortable. I mean, if you got some plans and you got some destination or whatever, that's one thing. But just to randomly go out for a ride and just go play in the heat, it's not comfortable. And then we always got stuff to do somewhere else, around the house or something, you know. Those chores you were putting off because you did go on the ride, you got to catch up on. We'll go up the road here a bit and let some heat blow through. Cool air, try to dissipate some of that heat. Wow, that is actually kind of shockingly hot. Put my foot back on the rear floorboard. That doesn't really help a whole bunch though. Helping some. But that takes you away from your only brake, so that's kind of sketchy. So I guess the GM talked to this guy, and I guess they're cool. They come up with some deal to reimburse some money to him, and you know, in a weird kind of roundabout way, because they were talking about taking this on a trip. I would never. You gotta Well, I don't want to use that as an example because, anyway, you need to spend some time on it. Get to know the bike. Is there anything weird going on? Of course, you know, we've we've had it for a while, so we probably didn't have that chance. But still, yeah, you need to spend some time. Make sure your bike is okay. But especially when you buy something used and you don't know nothing about it. Unless the guy had a log of his services or stuff, I have no idea. It didn't come from us. He bought it from I'm assuming a private party up where he lives, Northeast Washington. Remember me complaining about there not being a stop sign right here? Look what's here. That abandoned car is gone. These things are not like the 1330s. These things had a lot of little quirks. There was a lot of learning going on back then. Most people are cool with it. They kind of expect it and deal with it. But now you're getting to a point where, you know, so many things can be wrong. The dealer's afraid they're going to get sued for something. You know, because you can't find everything. Like, how would you ever... I mean, I didn't have a crystal ball when I worked on this last time. How would I ever in a million years know that the oil pressure switch would fail and the oil would pass through it? That's the craziest thing. So I got that thing off, and I shot, you know, it's got the hole that reads the pressure. I shot brake cleaner through it, and for a few seconds it blew clean BRP oil out, and then brake cleaner came out. And I take my air blower and it's just passing right through it. So it just, I don't even know how the thing's built in a way that that's not like a safety thing. I don't even know. And this, the part number for this thing, that was the newest one, but it superseded like 6 times or something. So obviously it was something they were looking at. It says it's made in Germany, the switch. The even BRP, their printed bag that it was in says made in Germany. So you would think you could trust that. And it's such a rare thing. Like I was saying yesterday, it's usually those aftermarket ones, the old RTs. People would they would take the stock, they'd unplug them so the digital thing would work like this one's doing. So your temperature and fuel is digital. And if you unplug those old RTs, it would automatically switch. Well, they didn't like the dead gauges sitting there, so they'd find things. They'd put like USB ports in there, voltage, little gauges, and one of the things that a lot of people put in was an oil pressure switch. Well, I don't know why so different on a motorcycle than a car, but it wasn't if, it was when they were going to fail. And those are a big bulbous thing. It was actually big sitting underneath there, and absolutely every one of them would fail. And yeah, they just pour oil out. But those are easy to see because they're so big, and it's all wet and dust has been collecting to them, you know. So yeah, aftermarket switches on them, that was a thing. The stock ones, not so much. Man, I just can't even begin to tell you how hot that is. My right leg and foot and stuff is on. Jeez, look at this car. Look what he's doing to the motorcycle. You got to be a special kind of stupid. What do you think is going to happen with something that's on 2 wheels, no cage, no bumpers, no nothing? What's sad, it just seems to get worse. You just gotta, I mean, you gotta be, your head's gotta be a 360 swivel. Because they're not looking out for you, you just have to look out for yourself. And definitely do not forget your 6s, man. Pay attention what's going on behind you. That's almost a dangerous level of hot. My poor little shoes are gonna melt. Wow, I gotta put a gauge and see what kind of heat's coming out of that thing. Because these radiators run around 220, whatever it is. That feels way hotter than that. Whoops. Whoopsie. That was another thing, these older ones, if you know how you do, you grew up with motorcycles, you always do a little throttle, you know, to make that shift go nice and smooth. You flip that throttle while you're doing the semi-automatic shift, and you'll get them weird little, no. I used to get that a lot with the new Spider people. They're going, it shifts really rough. It goes, whoa. Sometimes it jerks, sometimes it sounds like the clutch is slipping. I say, well, you're giving that light little in the throttle. The 2014, but they changed all those are really fun because they had such crazy compression braking. They didn't flutter the butterfly to let them kind of free spool. But anyway, besides those being the funnest ones to ride, until they wrote that out. Because like you had the cruise control on, you turn it off, and your passenger whacked you in the back of the head. Because it just shocked the throttle when you turn the cruise off. But yeah, those you could interrupt the shift. And 15 and on, they just, I don't know, they don't do it at all. Yeah, she's a cooker. Shall we hit our little nature spot? I had a little bit of an encounter with a gentleman as I was coming, because I walk down the side of the building when I leave Kelly, because I've got the code and I can unlock the gate and get in real easy. You know, before it could be chained, and I didn't want to dig out my keys and all that crap, so I'd go in with her and go down the back. Anyway, it's quicker for me to go down the side of the building. Well, come up to this gentleman and said, hey, how are you doing today? And he started rattling on about alcoholism and if I had any, I don't know if he said rum or something. I think he was saying a liquor of some sort. And I go, no, man. I said, I'm at work. I said, I can't drink at work. You know, I was trying to be cool, you know. And they started following me down and mumbling stuff, and I literally had to stop and scream at him, back off. And then Jeannie, the shipping and receiving gal, she goes out there and has little puffs, and she lets the cigarettes collect in this little square dirt thing down there. And then you know, at the end of the day, she goes out and picks them all up, you know, and because she's just grabbing a quickie when she can. And anyway, he stopped and was fiddling through there trying to find cigarettes that had something left to smoke on. So he lost his attraction to me. Dry as a bone. But she was that way when she left last time too. So the question is, what next and when? I guarantee you, because he's new to spiders, if he didn't do some research, the next thing he'll be in, that purge valve will fail. When it was in, I tested that because the spark plugs were fouled, so I tested it's good. And also the mass air sensors, there's two of them. It's one sensor, and the bike knows whether it's front or rear. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's one sensor, and it's got two little pipes that come in, and they wire off and go into the ports for the front and rear. But it knows the difference, even though it's going into one sensor. It's kind of cool. Anyway, those are notorious for, because these things are so hot that it makes them crack. But they felt very pliable and soft, so it's probably happened already, and someone put the newer hoses on there. Here we are. Kind of looks weird with all the bodywork off, huh? I can't begin to tell you how hot my foot is. I'm gonna have to take my shoe off and blow air in there to cool it off. That's nuts how much that ducting works. Big old funnel thing. Cool beans. Well, at least all I gotta go is across the parking lot. I can survive that long. You can probably smell the rubber on them floorboards and that foot pedal by now. Let's try to keep my foot as far out of the way as I can. On the older RTs, people were putting these blockers on the, because, you know, they're full bodywork down there. Well, I guess this is kind of too, but the bodywork was different. And the vent, they'd close that vent off, and then they'd take the plate out of the bottom. Well, BRP did a bunch of research on that because they thought, well, maybe we could do something like that ourselves, you know, in the next year, model year or whatever. This was prior to the 1330s. And did a bunch of tests on their own, and they say absolutely under no circumstance do you block that thing off. They did tests, and they were smoking the water pumps, and, well, not the water pump, but specifically the seal that blocks the pump from the engine oil. It was smoking them. They were running a certain percent hotter, and it was breaking the oil down quicker. They go, do not advise your customers, do not block that thing off and take that bottom plate out. It didn't flow the air correctly. Well, I guess right here at the gate, I'm going to bid you adieu. Thanks for coming for a ride on the now non-leaking, as it was last time it left, ST Limited. Alright, we'll talk at you later. Well, hello there, YouTube. Ah, dang. I left you last on that ST. All the body works back together, and it's on its way. It has to be 5.5 hours from here at 7 a.m. tomorrow, so somebody's taking an early morning trip. So, anyway, that's done.
Very good.
Water under the bridge.
Yep.
But, yeah, other than that, just the heat's been kind of heating. Everybody's getting used to it. Nobody's even complaining about it now. It's just hot.
It's hot.
Yeah, it was more, I don't think the numbers were as high like at work. But the humidity was higher, and it was like no breeze. So it had this stifling feeling. It did. But again, it was okay.
Yeah, you get used to it.
Shops air conditioned, cars air conditioned, houses air conditioned. Something that we very seldom ever use. The last 2 years, we've definitely used them, I can tell you what.
Yeah, I think things are changing.
Yeah. What are you going to do? You can't stop it.
Nope. Just deal with it.
But anyway, tomorrow's Friday.
Yay.
Looking forward to a weekend, although it's still going to be hot. Not quite as hot, but oh well.
We'll just have to leave early.
Yeah, leave early. Do whatever we're going to do early.
Yes, and get back for the air conditioner.
Yeah. All right, we're going to roll with that.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, and you guys have an amazing Friday or Saturday.
Heck yeah. All right. See you tomorrow.
See you in the morning.
Thanks for watching.